Okay, that looks like everything is going. So let's find the target of our Sunday Subnanigans. Slightly ahead of schedule, but hey, it's a good game. You can't blame me for being impatient. So yeah, I'm thinking today the first thing we're going to want to try and do is sort out power for the base so that we don't have to keep coming back and refilling the bioreactor. Also need to turn that phone off. So yeah, we want to try and start building further down towards that thermal area where we can start just sticking a whole bunch of thermal reactors in, and we'll see where we go from there. So we are going to need a lot of lead. Just to make sure that our base does not collapse in on itself. It was the Cyclops telling us that time. I don't know if that's something they ever intend to change, is the fact that while it's loading, everything has 0 power and starts talking to you during the loading sequence. Dangers of being a Magic player with a handful of cards in front of you. It can never help just sitting and flicking them around. I mean, yeah, this Subnautica is seeming a little bit smoother today, which is good news. Vaguely keep an eye on the radar for once and actually try and be aware of if we're about to be attacked by some sort of giant horrible creature. Was this the wreck that we already investigated? I think so, yeah. So we know that that wreck has no prawn fragments, and I don't think even any sandstone to get some lead from. So, where are we going to go next? Ooh, that looked like that might have been sandstone there, actually. Let's go see if we can start getting some lead. And now I've already forgotten. Whoa! Nope, 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 nope. I was right though, it is definitely sandstone. See, the downside of actually wearing halfway decent headphones is you get really good directional noise for enemies that teleport. I want the floodlights. I don't care about internal lighting. I want to see where I'm going. Oh, more sandstone. Although I also kind of just want to get away from leviathans and reapers and stuff for a moment. I think after the other day when the Cyclops died like twice, we should probably try and cut our losses for a moment. An investigation over the Koosh zone for a while. I've not been here in a bit. It might have something interesting to... Whoops. It might also have horrible things trying to kill us. Okay. I mean, it chased us right up to the surface, but never mind. I want to see what was actually down there, though. Let's quickly repair this, because this is even less likely to survive than the Cyclops. Okay, so... Oh, is it just big eel things? Okay. So... yes, eggs. Because, you know, if you're gonna have to interact with big, horrible things that can easily kill you, why not raise them in captivity so they can be friends? Well, that's actually an interesting question, is... Oops. That's not good. What happens if you do try and release them back into the wild? Like, can you make friendly ones, or do they become hostile or something? I'm not entirely sure. I want to find out. Of all the things that we keep complaining that we don't have enough of. Bone shark, eh? Oops. I swear these reapers do just follow you around. So annoying. I mean, we just want prawn suit fragments. Is that really so much to ask? Unspecified creature eggs. The best kind of creature egg. No, my prime directive is not to swim close to anything that hypnotizes you. Well, mesmerizes technically, but... Okay. No! Go away! This game would be so much easier if things didn't keep trying to kill you. Should also defeat the object a little bit, but... This looks like a good spot for getting some more sandstone. Hopefully this at least should mean that we can expand the foundations far enough to start building down to where the thermals are. Yeah, it's just metal salvage. Oh, they're not called koosh anymore. That's actually a little bit disappointing. And you don't have to scan all of them at this point, which is definitely an improvement on how it used to be, when every variety of koosh was classified as independent and you had to scan all the different sizes. I've already got that blueprint. I care about the lead more than the titanium. Thank you. I mean, this being me, it seems really stupid to go in there. At least without going back and building a Pathfinder first. We all know what my abilities are like at, you know, successfully leaving places. For a moment I thought it destroyed the sea moth as well. Moment of utter panic. That all looks like boring scanner room fragments and stuff there. Chairs. I'm guessing that's the way in. Ow! So rude. Yeah, I'm so dead, aren't I? Don't want to go that way. Means I guess it was this way. Yeah, okay. Because there's no way I survive trying to go through there. Like, somebody good at games might, but... Cute. Ooh, you do still have to scan the giant bulb bush, though. I wonder if that does mean that I just... Okay. Those ones were merely large. You stop it. I forgot how much water we had in the inventory. Okay, useful to know. Useful to know. Scanner and fragment, we don't care. Ooh, lithium, we actually probably do care. I need to stop going so close to those things. Not that I find them particularly dangerous so much as just really annoying. Ow. There's quite a lot of reefbacks around now as well. Jump. Zoop. Okay, so let's go home. Very slowly. We're also going to start needing to try and work out where we get nickel. Yeah, there's no... I think if I remember rightly, we need nickel for the next... Okay, you can't open the thing while you're driving the Cyclops. I think we need nickel for the next stage of depth upgrade for the Cyclops, which we will need to get to the power plant. I forget how much slower this thing is than the Seamoth. Oh well. At least flying through the creepvine zones is relatively pretty. And apparently really dangerous because it's dark now. Right, let's turn the floodlights back on because it's a real pain. If you've never managed to ground a Cyclops, I recommend not doing it on hardcore mode. Any mode where you're allowed to do it once for the experience and then quit and start from before you did it is probably the correct choice. And yes, I have managed to ground a Cyclops in the past. I don't intend to do it again. I'm sure they've also added some more soundtrack to this game since I last really listened to it. Which is not a bad thing, particularly. Just is not always expected. Also, we are running low on power already, so let's look at building some power cell chargers. Yep, thought so. Okay. Let's make some titanium. and find the tool we actually want. It's not often that I have the problem of, you don't have enough titanium. Yeah, now we've got enough titanium. Yes. I don't really care all that much about spadefish eggs, if I'm honest. So these are huge. Right. We're not dying immediately. The plasteel ingot, we need the nickel to go with it. We'll probably want to do something with that at some point. I would assume that I can probably fuel this with fruit. So what have we got in here at the moment? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So we can probably fit 2 more things in there. Not gonna hurt to try. That egg. And that egg. Still not sure what that one is, because it must be too small to be a Jellyray. That one has to be the electric eel. Okay, what else have we got? Nab this, because health is a thing. Right. Now we're going to put everything else away and go hunt for some titanium. We can try and put everything else away and then go and hunt for some titanium. That can probably go on the desk, so that's fine. Also, what do we need for the power cell charger? Ruby, titanium, advanced wiring kit. Advanced wiring kit needs a whole other stuff. So we want probably about 12 silver. We're going to need a ton of copper as well. So, well, we'll also probably want to try and make enough power cells to keep them full, just for the sake of trying to make life easier on the Cyclops. It always helps to have a few spares around. Also, I guess 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Can we make ion batteries yet? Do we actually have to get to the... No, okay. It's annoying. Okay. What else have we got here that we're going to need? We can't do that yet, which is just annoying. Okay, so it looks like there's not actually a lot we really care about. What have we got in here? So bulbbush, giant bulbbush, which are still 2 separate entries for some reason. Horny grass. Oh, these silly things, yeah. Aragonite, good for making nuclear power. Still suit. So not a lot of interesting new stuff in there, basically, what we're learning. Let's go and put this sample flask with the rest of the equipment in the science room. If we can avoid getting stuck. Hatch. Yelling hatch at things makes them hatch faster. Fact. Hopefully there's been some more rain of metal salvage around here recently. I think we pretty much took all of it last time. The disease is definitely spreading though. I can't say I'm massively upset by stalkers catching it and dying painfully. Of all the horrible things, they're probably the least horrible. And now I'm not sure which way I'm facing. Apparently we have no power left in anything. Ah, we have power. The puns will continue until morale improves. Okay. Let's see how much closer we can get. I should like stick a hatch or something on down here. Really. That would almost be sensible. At some point we are probably going to want to put some sort of a break in just to allow us to build more easily down this way. We're getting there. Slowly but surely, we will soon have unlimited thermal power. Assuming that those volcanoes can't actually just destroy thermal plants, which would be bad. I kind of also want to try getting rid of these things, which are clearly infected, just to see if other things will become infected, or if it's like a contact thing. Yeah, okay. So space in storage is still a thing. I wonder if there's any way of doing that. We'll find out at some point, probably. Actually, that II was not infected. Let's go put the II back in. And scan it, because we didn't scan it either. Yeah, it's 90% I. So we're going to need a load of copper, a load of table coral, a load of titanium. We need quite a lot of things right now. That's not exactly ideal. But hey, you know, it'll be fine. Not that I suspect there's a lot left around this way. But, you know, it never hurts to look. Bouncy, bouncy. Ooh, such a good time. I don't know what that is either. Oh, yeah, we're going to want some quartz for various things as well. Whoops, did not mean to get closer to you. Okay. Ooh. Bonus sandstone. Ooh, ooh, ooh. I wonder if we can deconstruct these things and try and get... Nope, okay. Worth a try. Try and get the titanium from them back. Meantime, let's go back to desperately trying to find more titanium from now. That's one way of getting titanium, I suppose, is the old just scan redundant fragments. It's like alchemy, kind of. You just turn power into titanium. That's not salvageable. We don't really need bladderfish anymore because, you know, we actually just have the ability to make water happen. Stay here for a moment. Actually, that's... Well, I think... Oh, we don't have enough inventory space for brain coral. What can we safely just ditch? So let's just drink all the water. I'm assuming that's, yeah. So roughly where are we? 583-ish meters from camera 1. And everything else is in a line, more or less that way. You see, who needs things like compasses when you have beacons? But at least now we should be able to also build some more storage containers. Bouncy, bouncy, such a good time. Bouncy, bouncy. Hello, Mr. Infected. I'm assuming you're a guy, you just, you know, yell and scream in rage all the time. There's no other way than attack. We're not tight for space in here at all. I don't know what you're talking about. Okay. Where is the way down again? At some point we'll need to make some signs as well, I think, just so we can see where things are in here. Just won't be able to make the advanced wire. We can always move the hatch later if we need to. Yeah, but to be fair, we're not so much passing as already below 100 meters, are we? This is also going to be a long-ass ladder. Might actually just start building a little bit down there now. Yeah, okay. So we will definitely be needing more titanium again. see if anything interesting is hatched. No. But also that eye doesn't appear to be infected yet, so that's something. So, back to getting more resources. This is actually plenty of quartz around here. We don't really need to worry about going to pick that up from other places. Would, however, really like to find some titanium. Looks like an inventory's worth of titanium would be a good start. But I'm not going to complain about also finding some copper while we're here. Ooh, was that some salvage there? Yes. Ha ha ha. We have all of the metal. Let's pick up what I assume is likely to be a stalker egg. Wait, we're there already? I did not realise that section was quite so close to our base. It's honestly just a little bit disturbing. Never mind. Scan. Well, actually, it's a fragment. Let's scan it. Still have more inventory space. What can you find on reefback barnacles? You might actually be able to find more of the copper and stuff there. Along with other just random things that grow on reefbacks. The old rouge cradles. Mushrooms, because obviously. Wow, this reefback has no barnacles. No, maybe it has one. Okay. I'm not even sure how much titanium we found. That much. That's better than nothing. Okay. Get back in the base. Deconstruct the hatch from the inside. And stick in a ladder. Okay. Okay, that's actually also just regular glass. Oh, and of course I put the hatch on the wrong side. Typical. No, I wanted to press that button. Let's also see what putting in reinforcement does. I don't think I've ever tried it before. It might possibly do something useful. Wow, that does quite a lot, actually. I like that. I am willing to spend more lithium on that. Okay, that was all the lithium I bothered to pick up. Fine. But that's still pretty good. So, I don't really care about that right now. I do, however, care about quartz right now. Especially now I've just discovered a way of greatly increasing hull integrity for little cost. I think I'm going to turn all of the corridors down the bottom of the base into glass corridors for observing things. I might actually even take the sea moth around, because that's just going to be faster. Okay. Time to go quartz hunting. But yeah, so for today, in case it wasn't obvious, this is a very base building heavy episode of this stream. And I don't care that I'm mixing my terms up. No quartz down here. There's a stupid tiger plant though. Whoa! Let's not crash into the reef back. Let's have a quick scan of the reef back and see if it has any... Ah, barnacles. It's not a bad haul. Get 2 more copper. Is that another barnacle? Copper galore. Barnacles are the best for copper, apparently. I wish I'd known that before. Okay, fine. School of bladderfish hiding up a reefback's backside. Actually, there's a load of quartz down this way, I think, isn't there? Down in the deep. Ow, what did I just run over? Given that apparently I still can't drive safely. That's not the button I pressed. It's annoying the fact it seems to keep sort of switching back. Or not correctly switching to, either way. So, back to quartz hunting. Ah, it's a rock with a face. Which just actually reminds me of a sandy ghast. I've learned my lesson. I'm not going to ignore lithium. Not unless I'm for some reason forced to anyway, but I'm not sure how that chain of events would come about. I guess around here, if I get attacked by crab squids and reapers or something, and just have to make a run for it. Part of me is also curious to find out now if you can reinforce a glass corridor. Because that seems weird. Hey, the amp eel hatched. I forgot it tells you when you discover a new type of egg. Yeah, we've certainly done this bit several times. Just in case we miss something. Because, you know, I'm so totally infallible. Okay, yeah, there's nothing to actually get rid of. Set sail for home. It's not really sailing, I guess, but you know what I mean. Also, you can't make the last one a glass corridor, I don't think. I don't believe you're allowed to put a ladder into a glass corridor. I wonder if you're allowed to put a ladder down out of a glass corridor. I might have to experiment with that a little bit later. I'd also love it if you could build like alien arches. Like, rather than actually having to go between places, you just set up a teleporter system and go where you want. Although I concede that might be a little bit excessive for this game. Even Minecraft doesn't give you that out of the box. Scan the amp eel. Also, I think that crash fish is actually trying to explode on me, but it can't. Wait, what? Why? Does the II actually release a mesmer? Or is that the other egg? Did the other egg hatch when I wasn't looking there? Because that's kind of awesome and simultaneously terrifying. Oh yeah, I was supposed to have actually turned all of that quartz into glass first. That would have been a good idea. And it would have been the kind of thing that somebody competent would have done in the first place. Okay, so what options do we have? Okay. We might actually just need to go deeper first anyway. So I don't think there's going to be much space for any real building up here. Yeah, okay, so vertical connectors will not connect, at least on the top side, to a glass compartment. Oh, because that's not the thing I thought was there. Bunch of glass, some lithium and stuff. And replant all the marble melons. Okay. Much better. So yeah, I think that other egg then must have been a mesmer egg. Which is funky, and at least it doesn't try and hypnotize me while it's in captivity. I actually did manage to already scan a mesmer, somehow. New blueprints. Oh, okay. Eyes. Should have guessed, really. No, let's go get the sea moth again. Wait, did that just say health 38? Oh no, 98, okay. Whew. Thought something like attacking it while it was docked or something for a moment. Given some of the things on this game, wouldn't actually surprise me all that much. Ow! I don't like stalkers very much. I mean, out of context kind of means something else, but valid. Let's see how long I can actually play this game for tonight before my conscience tells me I should be doing something useful. I'm sure there was another limestone there a second ago. Ah, there. Bouncy, bouncy, ooh, such a good time. Bouncy, bouncy, shoes all in a line. I've not even watched that in ages. I'm not sure why it's suddenly stuck in my head. I'm trying to replace it and sing the Inspector Gadget theme tune. Okay, so we found some titanium. Yeah, I kind of don't really want to drop any of the other stuff that we're holding at the moment. Still, that should get us going a little bit further. Okay, time to convert some salvage. Right. Back down again. Ow! Well, I mean, that was incredibly rude. Oh, bugger, that's not the thing I meant to build. That was the thing I meant to. You see, it is worth having glass compartments. Hi there. Yeah. And we can always just then, you know, go and stick a bunch more reinforcements in other compartments upstairs to sort of sneakily increase the overall integrity. Which is a useful little cheat. As long as the developers never watch this stream and change it. Wait, no. Oh, okay, I apparently used up all the glass. It does go quickly. We've got one other thing that we wanted to check out, which is if we try and stick one of these underneath. Okay, so as I suspected, you can stick vertical connectors from the bottom of a glass compartment, just not from the top. It's important to know these things. Take some more lithium. Let's try and leave a roughly even number, I guess. Just for making plasteel ingots in case we need to. In the meantime, let's cheat our way up to a ridiculous base hull strength again. I would also really like it if you could make the sort of the junction corridors with glass tops. That would be cool. I mean, failing that, if you can have multiple corridors joining an observatory, I guess would not be the worst. What was that? That might be a sand shark egg. So we should probably hatch that just for consistency and completeness. Well, that's one of the other things I'd like to try and do down at the more underwater part. I was going to say the underground part, that doesn't make sense in this game really. But the sort of the more underwater part of the base is build more alien containments and actually raise up like families of adorable little critters. I've clearly been playing Pokemon for too long, so my first thought was, I wonder if we can get a Ditto and breed the cuttlefish. Which might not work all that well. I try not to ask too many questions about how Dittos breed anyway. There's quite a lot of titanium back here again, which is nice to see. Although right now we are looking for quartz, not titanium, but you know. Sounds like I might have just triggered a crash fish. Sorry. Ow. I mean, that wasn't a deliberate assault, but... Scanner fragment. I'm sure I did see a quartz here a second. Buried in the tall grass. Is that it there? Yes. I also really want to get some Jellyray eggs, if such things even exist. I mean, maybe that could be one? But if anything is, it's that, right? So if I can find a second one as well... we can like breed a family of Jellyrays, which would be adorable. Like, they're so pretty. I just want pet Jellyrays forever. And that's probably actually also filled up most of the inventory now. We fill up the rest with quartz and then head back to base and build some more things. Have we raided this bit of derelict before? I mean, probably. It's got a lot of open doors. Also annoys me how these doors keep shutting if you go away from them for too long. Just makes it so much harder to see where you have and haven't been. That was a slightly disturbing noise that this game just made. Yeah, okay, so that gave us nothing useful. That also gives us nothing useful. And it leads us to a place here that has nothing useful. We don't need that, we don't need that. So really what I'm getting here is this entire thing is a colossal waste of time. And that's pointless. And now I've lost the sea moth. So all in all, that wasn't very useful. I mean, I guess I could have scanned all of the fragments just to get more titanium, but I don't care about titanium right now. what I really want to find is more quartz. What I really, really want to find are prawn fragments. Hi, you're supposed to be attached to rocks. Yeah, never hurts to let people know. Honestly, not sure how that happens. Well, that was pointless as well. Oh well. Aha, lesser known tricks so that having things attack the sea moth does no damage to it. I think we investigated this one already. Oh, maybe we didn't. There's an uncut door. For probably no value whatsoever. Well, let's see what's inside door number 1. Eventually. Ooh, a PDA. That's a vehicle bay fragment, which we don't need. Grav trap fragment, which we don't need. And a way into that room that we could have taken that didn't require a welder. So all in all, that was also pointless. Okay, so we found out some more stuff about the Degassi survivors, which they're no longer survivors, so it's a little bit irrelevant at this point. Not that there really seem to be any survivors, except for, you know, us. I'm all alone. Ah, I knew there was some quartz around here somewhere. Yeah, that seems fine. Make some more glass. I'll probably actually make a couple of enamelled glass and get an observatory. If we look at the blueprints, can we get it to tell us anything useful about the observatory, do you think? Like how many things can be connected to it? No. Okay. So I guess we try it and see. I think I'm right in saying the scanner room can't have multiple connections. Which the scanner room at least does make some sense. Unless you... I don't know, maybe you can connect on that side as well. Let's do an experiment. Okay, no, so the scanner room will actually let you have 2. And I think you can have at least 4 off the moon pool if you actually line it up. So nothing in here seems infected except possibly the mesmer. Well, I don't think even that mesmer is really. No, hang on. We don't want to drop the Jellyrays in here, or the things that we suspect might be Jellyrays. But yeah, if you can have multiple corridors joining an observatory, you can use observatories as glass junctions. For that reason, if no other, it must be worth it. Well, yeah, obviously, but at the same time, you get to see all of the pretty... That's bizarre. So you kind of can do what I wanted to do with an observatory. Except that it will only let you have 1 door. Huh. In which case I will save the observatory for a better location. For now, I think what we will do is build like a little sort of glass loop that will suffice for observation purposes, because no glass anymore, obviously. And I think you can at least stick a hatch on. Yes. I might also need to go and bring the sea moth down in a second, just to see what the temperatures are actually starting to look like now. What's the thermal plant's minimum? That's heat to energy at medium efficiency. Which means what exactly? If it's 800 degrees and you're in danger of burning to death at any moment, you may as well get some energy. Okay. That doesn't actually tell you anything remotely interesting or useful about getting power out. Okay, so you actually have to get right down in there for it to actually provide you with any amount of heat. So if we're at about 220... So we want to get like 75 meters-ish further down. And so this is... how many does it look like? 1, 2, 3... ish. Okay, that's a really weird distance, assuming that I can count. I thought we put 2 eggs in. Because it now looks like there's only 1 egg there. Oh no, there's the other one. That's okay. I've actually got a bunch of copper ore in there now, which is always nice to see. Just got way too much silver. Which we might not do if I'd realised that we could just be making reinforcements instead of infinite foundations. Oh, hi. And we do still want to try and put together another alien containment to house Jellyray friends. You know, who doesn't love having a little family of Jellyrays happily just chilling nearby at all times. I'm not in a sea moth. I don't need to go into the moon pool. Never mind. Also still trying to think of where else the prawn fragments might be. Okay. Also needs much more glass than I currently have. Plus regular quartz. So I need 8 more quartz to handle building a room and an alien containment. With a hatch so you can actually get in. Then go drop off the Jellyray eggs and wait for them to hatch, I guess. And make sure they are actually Jellyrays and not something horrible that we don't want at all. Whee! I am secretly 12. At best. Nope. And after all of that, I missed the quartz anyway. But there's 3. That would have been a camera, not a unit of quartz. Everybody keep an eye out to find more quartz. Ah, here we go. 4, 5. No, no, stop it. Ow. Look, secret sandstone. It's like secret squirrel, but rockier. Eight, 9, 10, which is enough for the alien containment. What I now need to do is make sure we've got the quartz to build the hatch to get into the alien containment. And then we can go make some Jellyray friends. Which you always have to say exactly like that. Which in retrospect is probably why not many people do it. Did I come down here for quartz? Oh, okay. Is that some quartz? Yes. I thought I'd gone down there thinking I'd seen quartz, only to find out it was the camera beacon again. That way. This is actually probably about the same speed as the Cyclops. It's probably somewhere between Cyclops and Seamoth. I'm sure the Seamoth is easily the fastest thing, though. It's just a shame it can't dive to below like 900 meters, ever. Apparently I'm really tired. Two, 3, 4, 5. $90 meters, 118 meters, 178 meters, 209 meters. So silly. Oh no, it's only 37.9. Alien containment. And a hatch. There is a mushroom inside my room. There's a mushroom inside me, apparently. It's giving that room a weird pink glow. Occasionally. Really do hope these things hatch into Jellyrays, though. That would be amazing. Ooh, that removed the mushroom. I'll admit that was unexpected. Sorry, the Jellyshroom. Because it can't have a sensible name. Yeah, so what we can do is we finish building like a little glass loop here for observation. Then extend that downwards more. Down here we can then set up thermal plants, which will funnel basically unlimited energy back up to the rest of the base. We can also, around here, stick in whatever we like, just to enjoy the ambience of the Jellyshrooms. Being sort of pink and glowy. Come on, please. I don't ask you for much, but please hatch into Jellyrays. Meantime, empty everything out there. Feed. Plant so that next time we come back we know everything is fine. Unload all of the batteries. Including this one. And although I don't really need to, let's... That's why there were two there. Right, let's go off exploring for a little bit and see if we can find some nickel. What's a likely place to find nickel, do we think? Ow. Also, importantly, we want to try and find nickel without killing ourselves. That's an important stipulation. Also, remember for the future, lots of quartz in the blood kelp area. Actually, there is a lot of quartz in the blood kelp area. That's, yeah. Field of deep shrooms, more quartz, because obviously. There's a load of uraninite and stuff down here as well, which would be more interesting probably if we used nuclear power at all. It goes down further. Oh, Ampeel. And now we're into the realms of amoeboids. Does that come out? That would have been really useful to know before. That you can just get straight to the the alien lab facility thing. Ah. Celebratory quartz. But now we know where nickel is. It's just a case of finding more of it. Ah! Okay, so that definitely hurts. Which I more or less expected, but it's good to test these things out scientifically. Science is important. And painful sometimes, but important. Okay, so we found out where one nickel is. But yeah, things like the crystalline sulfur there, though, are what make me think that I should have been able to find all of the brawn suit fragments by now, and I just have no idea where they are. It's like I might have to end up looking it up just to put myself out of my misery more than anything. That was like an Easter Island head for a moment, which would have been quite cool in its own way, actually. Aha! Oh, so much nickel ore. So, this is good though, because it means that we can look at getting into the thermal plant. The proper big thermal plant, not like a crappy small one that we're trying to build. Rah! Not enough nickel anyway. Now let's see if I can work out where that way down that we just found was. Is it over? Ah, there. That is really convenient. It might actually even fit the Cyclops, which would be great. It's also not even that far away, it's like less than a kilometre. Like work out which way I actually need to travel to get there. Okay, so one of the eggs was sand shark, which was what we thought. Okay, so it's, yeah. Also want to go up to the big ship, steal the depth module. Tiny sand shark. And was there still another egg in there? Table coral? I mean, sure. But the II... So whatever the other thing was that we put in here, it now isn't. I could have sworn we'd scanned sand sharks already. Hello, Mesmer. Two, three, four, five, six. Anyway. There was a plasteel ingot waiting for us in one of these. We've got a bunch of spare batteries already that we can just turn into our cells, which is good. Oh, was it an extra bone shark? Because we have this bone shark, don't we? That's probably what it was. Aha! Excellent. Did I see another bone shark in there now? Okay, yeah, so it was an extra bone shark egg. These ones are pulsing more, but have still ultimately not hatched. So in the meantime, let's take some of these table coral samples that we just got. And some copper and some gold. And turn them into useful things. No, you need gold as well, don't you, for that? Yep. So, advanced wiring kits. 4 ruby, 4 titanium. Weirdly, the titanium might actually be the hard part. I'll do. Run away! Okay. Ideally, we do need at least one more still, but we should have enough if I can just go and pick up the table coral samples I need. Because that will allow us to completely recharge the Cyclops, which has not yet been done ever. But now we've also got the efficiency module for it, which will help. Yeah, table coral. So that should give us, because we've got the extra 2 titanium that we picked up just now. We've got a bunch of gold, we've got some copper still, we've got basically infinity silver. And yes, I brought that back for a reason, because we also have that stack of spare batteries. Three of those, 2 of those. 2 of those. A computer chip. Wiring kit. Advanced wiring kit. Power cell. Power cell. Oh yeah, rubies. For the time being, I'm actually going to leave those spare power cells there. Swim up to the Cyclops, loot all of its power cells. You are actually all fine. Let's also turn off all the lights just to be on the safe side. Engine should already be off. Good. So, started getting dark here all of a sudden. Cool, we can go get it recharged. Like the way you can also see the flickering from the ampule through the walls. And ultimately we need to make 4 more power cells, I guess. That can wait for the time being. Go check on the eggs while we recharge the power cells. And they are still pulsing. I wonder if there's like a way to also speed up the rate at which eggs hatch in there. You know, just for the sake of science. What else was it we needed to do? Let me go put the upgrade in while we wait. Aha. We can now dive deep enough to get to the thermal plant. I would consider this to be a good thing, TM. Although we do definitely still need to get all of the power out of those cells. You should also be able to like use the welding or the repair tool to repair this stuff. See, the repair tool can't repair broken things. What use is it? I wonder what the reinforcement actually looks like from the outside. Okay, it looks like a part of the corridor, which is fine. Yeah, we definitely don't have enough copper. We need 4 more, we basically need 8 more copper. Heat area is apparently now a thing. The stalker just tried to eat a camera. Oh. Okay, let's get this show on some format of road. Oh, it is. Okay. So. I thought that was done. We'll first of all go see our new friends, the Cyclops, and start making our way towards the inactive lava zone, I believe. Yay! Jellyrays! Hello! Hello! Now, with any luck, those will also be able to breed. And then we can have Jellyray army. And then find out what happens if you start releasing tame, captive bred fish into the wild. And then if they remain tame, start wondering what happens if you find an egg for, like, a sea emperor or a neon snake. Yeah, I actually did manage to crash into the Cyclops while boarding, which was really clever. Okay, let's start heading off in the direction of those caves. Everybody keep an eye out for blood kelp. We'll sneak back in past the alien specimen research place again. Assuming that we can actually fit the Cyclops in, but it looks alright. Okay, and we might need to turn on the floodlights as well, so that we can actually see where we're going. And of course there's a Reaper here now. Why wouldn't there be a Reaper? Actually, it might be easier to just go over this side, if that works. Are we still going the right way? I mean, we're going deeper, which is a good sign. It's at least a suggestion that we might be going the I mean, that definitely looks right. Over this way, maybe? Well, we found some crab squids, which unfortunately probably means we're going roughly the right way. We've definitely found some crab squids. Okay, and sink down a little bit further. Okay, so if we can find a place where we're not about to immediately die, we will call it there for tonight's stream. So, next time we get to go find the alien thermal plant and come back to a waiting family of pet Jellyrays, which should be a lot of interesting. So, that might be Tuesday, it might be some point later in the week, but I will see you all later. Bye!